Before the car, the world was a much bigger, smellier, and frankly more boring place. Your options for getting from A to B were rubbish. You could walk, which is just dreadful unless you're on fire. Or you could get a horse. Now horses are magnificent creatures to look at, but as a mode of transport they are a disaster. They are expensive to run, needing constant fuel in the form of hay and water. Their emissions are significant, and they have a mind of their own. Imagine wanting to visit your Aunt Mildred in the next town over. It wasn't a quick jaunt down the motorway, it was a full-blown expedition. Plan overnight stops and pray the weather behaved. Journeys took days, not hours. The world was small because you couldn't get anywhere. Your entire life could be lived within a 20-mile radius. Life was tedious, punctuated by your horse throwing a shoe or being startled by a pheasant. Then there were the trains. Yes, trains were a big step up. They had power and speed, but only where the tracks went. A train won't drop you at your front door. You were a slave to the railway schedule. It was a world crying out for a noisy, oily, mechanically brilliant hero. The automobile was coming. Then, a spark. Literally. Some brilliant and probably slightly unhinged German chaps started messing about with internal combustion engines. In 1886, Carl Benz bolted a single-cylinder engine to a three-wheeled contraption. And it worked. The Benz patent motor wagon is widely regarded as the first proper car. It wasn't fast, it wasn't comfortable, and it probably broke down every 10 minutes. You had to prime the carburetor, swing a massive crank handle, and hope the engine didn't backfire and break your arm. The public reaction was a mixture of awe, terror, and outright hostility. Laws like the Red Flag Act tried to slow them down. A man had to walk in front waving a red flag. Visionaries like Daimler and Maybach kept improving the idea, each car a bit better than the last. This was the moment humanity realized you could create controlled explosions inside a metal box to propel yourself forward. They were complicated, unreliable, and required full-time mechanics or a brave chauffeur. No roofs, no windscreens, certainly no heaters. Safety consisted of jumping clear before the whole thing caught fire. Despite it all, the idea caught on. The beast was out of its cage, and it was about to change the world forever. A revolution whispered in oily sheds, and the next act was mass production. Enter the industrialist who would put the world on wheels. For years, the car remained a plaything for the rich. Then Henry Ford had a world-changing idea. He didn't invent the car or the assembly line. He put them together with ruthless efficiency. That car was the Ford Model T. Simple. Tough. You could have it in any color you liked, as long as it was black. Ford broke production into tiny repetitive tasks. Production fell from over 12 hours to under 93 minutes. The price plummeted. Suddenly ordinary families could own cars. With mass production came better roads, petrol stations, garages, an entire car ecosystem. New industries and jobs emerged to support the car. Suburbs grew, gardens and commutes. The car reshaped how we lived. Roofs and windows arrived. Electric starters replaced hand cranks. Gearboxes became easier. The car was growing up. Comfort and speed became battlegrounds. Engines grew bigger. Suspension and safety improved. Safety rose in importance. Seatbelts and padded dashboards appeared. Over decades, the car evolved fast. It became reliable, comfortable, and central to everyday life. Ford put the world on wheels and helped create the modern middle class. Competition drove innovation. Companies added features to lure buyers. Designs changed rapidly. The car was no longer just transport, it was culture. And some cars became icons. Some cars are more than just transport, they are cultural landmarks. Machines that define an era and capture the spirit of their time. The Ford Model T democratized travel. It wasn't beautiful or fast, but it built America. Then the Volkswagen Beetle. Born in dark times, later a symbol of peace, love, and affordable motoring. Think Jaguar E-Type. Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made. In America, the muscle car became a symbol of youth, freedom, and power. The Ford Mustang led the charge. Not all icons were about speed. The Mini was a packaging masterpiece. Tiny outside, spacious inside. Driven by rock stars and royalty, it became a British-style icon. Citroën DS, technical daring and style. Porsche, 911 for performance, original Land Rover for rugged utility. They starred in films, posters, and the imaginations of kids everywhere. Not just lumps of metal, objects of desire and memory. Their legends endure at shows and in museums long after production lines fell silent. They represent ideas, freedom, ingenuity, beauty. Beauty and craft kept car culture alive. But now, we face a new era. And so we arrive at today. The internal combustion party seems to be winding down. The electric car isn't new. It was with us at the start, but now it's back with force. Companies like Tesla showed EVs can be savagely fast, mind-bendingly so. But the experience is different. It's silent, seamless, slightly unnerving. For those who love a V8's roar, this silence is deeply troubling. The mechanical symphony of pistons is being replaced by a faint electronic hum. The challenge is infrastructure. We are told to plug in, but where? If you live in a flat, running a cable from a third-floor window isn't practical. Range anxiety, the fear of running out of juice and waiting hours for a top-up. Petrol stations are ubiquitous. A full tank takes 2 minutes. The electric future has very practical questions to answer, but work is underway. It will almost certainly be electric, and it will be smart. Cars will talk to each other and to the city. They will probably drive themselves, turning us into occupants rather than drivers. This worries some of us. The joy of mastering a machine could be lost. We may get cleaner air, safer roads, and more efficiency. But will it be better? We'll see. Meanwhile, I'll be hanging on to my V8 for as long as I can.